Good evening, and welcome to the induction ceremony for our MSc Attales chapter of the National Junior Honor Society. Please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the singing of our national anthem.
Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Board of Education members, members of our Absecon City Council, Mayor Marone, our Superintendent, Dr. Dooley, our National Junior Honor Society Advisor, Mrs. Sherry Leapy, our always supportive Absecon PTO, and members of our faculty, parents, and students. Welcome to our 2025 National Junior Honor Society induction ceremony. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected by our faculty for successfully completing their candidacy and who are being inducted into our MSc Attales chapter of the National Junior Honor Society. For our soon-to-be inducted members, we hope that this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our chapter is proud to be inducting our newest members, and with today's ceremony indicates the emphasis on excellence that these inductees represent for both our school and community. In addition to the strong academic records which establish the eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations and will make a positive contribution to our Attales family and our community through many upcoming projects and service learning activities. We're excited about what is to be accomplished in the coming days through the collective efforts of the students you see here tonight and welcome their passion, energy, and leadership as new members of our National Junior Honor Society chapter. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the MSc Attales chapter of the National Junior Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 5 qualities that serve as pillars of our society. We will now review these qualities of scholarship, service, leadership, character, and citizenship for our candidates. We begin with scholarship.
Scholarship. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivating mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamps by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have charged to continually expand their world through opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work where many opportunities arise to help others, both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantial charge to each of our members.
Character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life and once developed grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Citizenship. Citizenship relates to the obligations each member of our society faces to live up to the democratic ideals given to us by the founders of our country. The responsibilities each of us has to our home community, our state, our nation, and our world are many. As good citizens, we are bound to live up to the laws and guidelines which unite us as a civilized society. Good citizens work together to improve not only our lives, but the lives of all our fellow citizens. Good citizenship requires that we remain strong and vigilant in protecting the freedoms and rights that have been granted to us and in preventing injustice from entering our lives. We, the members of this chapter, are called to live up to the high standards of citizenship from this day forward. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Mayor Tommy Marone from our Absecon City Council, who would like to say a few words to our inductees.
Thank you, Marissa. I want to thank everyone for having me tonight. So tonight, we are here to celebrate the induction into the National Junior Honor Society, an elite organization built on scholarship, leadership, service, character, and citizenship, as we just heard. So tonight, you're joining a distinguished group of peers who share in your dedication and drive. I mean, wow, Honor Society. You're officially honorable. And what's that mean? Well, to me, it means you're being recognized as someone of the highest quality and highest character. You have worked hard to become the best versions of yourselves. Your grades, your achievements, and even this event reflect your commitment. Believe me, this is no small accomplishment. Your hard work is paying off, and tonight is a milestone. We can't forget to thank your teachers. They have worked hard to get you to this moment, all while walking the line between being loved or being feared. But in all actuality, they really want both. They want people to be afraid of how much they love them. This special evening is just the beginning of your journey towards even greater things. You are all exceptional, and I cannot wait to see where your talents and determination take you next. There's going to be good days ahead, days where you feel like you're unstoppable, unbeatable. But there's also going to be tough days ahead when your goals are just right out of your reach. And on those particular days, my suggestion is to stop, take a breath, take a rest, then keep moving forward. Like a carpenter who builds stairs, one step at a time. Wherever you go, whatever you do, always remember, Absecon is home. So can I get some crowd enthusiasm here? Can we make a lot of noise for these kids and their great accomplishments? Congratulations to all of you and your families.
And finally, at this time, I would like to call on our superintendent, Dr. Dooley, who would like to address our newest class of inductees.
Good evening. On behalf of the Absecon Board of Education and all of the wonderful staff here in the Absecon schools, let me congratulate these students you see behind us. Let's give them another round of applause. There's a young man right now that is probably wishing he was anywhere but where he is. He should be here with us. Brighter days ahead. We're thinking of him, but just as much a part of tonight's celebration than the rest of these fine students here. When I look around, and it's hard to see right now because that light is bright, but as I look around, I see a lot of wonderful and supportive faces in the crowd, including our mayor, Mr. Marone. Thank you for all your support. I've said from the beginning, when home and school works together, children succeed. And there's no better compliment, as a new father, than for someone to say, job well done. And looking at these wonderful models of students and young human beings behind us. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your partnership and your support, not only of the school, but of your children up here. So give yourselves a round of applause. In addition, without the drive and expertise and love and care and devotion of our teachers and our administrative staff, none of this is possible. In fact, prior to our leadership, this program didn't even exist, nor did 35 electives. When we took over, we were in a steady decline of mathematics. We are now We went from top 5 in the county to now top 3 in the county and number 1 in growth in the entire county. And that doesn't happen by mistake, right? That happens with wonderful kids and great teachers. So thank you to my administrative staff and our teachers as well. Let's give them a round of applause. So we think about where we were and where we are now, being number 1, according to the most recent embargoed data that has just come out, moving to the top 3 in the county and number 1 over growth in student growth for the 2nd consecutive year. And that doesn't happen by accident. The children, the students that you see behind me are the absolute beacon of how we're able to go from where we were to where we are. And let's not forget about the hard work, the dedication, the devotion to their studies, and big futures ahead of us, as the best indicator of future success is current success. So if I had to leave the group behind me with some advice, you have your parents' support, you have your community support, and you have some natural gifts and talents. Find something you're passionate about. And that may be from a life experience that hasn't even happened yet. But when you do it with all your heart and soul. And I assure you, much success in the days ahead. Congratulations to these wonderful kids behind us, to their families who are celebrating this joyous occasion, for us as an academic institution, and for all that support us from the mayor all the way down. Thank you.
At this time, will our new inductees please stand and raise your right hand while we recite the pledge of the National Junior Honor Society. Parents, you may follow along with the pledge that is located on the back of your program.
I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, of leadership, of service, of citizenship, and of character. Congratulations. Thank you, and you may now be seated.
And now, inductees, as your name is called, please come forward to perform the following 3 steps to complete your official induction into our MSC Attales chapter. First, to receive your certificate of membership from our chapter co-vice presidents, Marissa Bell and Jordan Clinkscale, which commemorates this moment. Second, to be bestowed with your National Junior Honor Society stole by our current chapter members, which signifies your ascension from candidate to official member of the National Junior Honor Society. And finally, third, to sign the official MSC Attales chapter registry, which memorializes your entry into the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Shayla Berry. Quinn Broomhead. Zoe DeLon. Aiden Hernandez. Jaden Hernandez Juarez. Brianna Hoffner. Corey Hubner. Teresa Lorge. Teresa Mack. Marilise Mitri Lopez. Kellen Neal. Kellen wasn't able to be with us tonight, but he will complete these 3 steps at our next National Junior Honor Society meeting. Abigail Ramirez. Liam White. And now, we would like to call up our principal, Mr. Kevin Burns, who will provide the closing remarks for our induction ceremony.
All right. I came up slow tonight because at practice I bit it going up the steps. Nobody laughed, but I still bit it. First, I want to thank our president and co-vice presidents, Amna, Marissa, and Jordan, for doing a great job leading today's ceremony. One of the cool things about this ceremony, as opposed to lots of other school ceremonies, the kids, as you can see, run the whole show. So it's pretty cool to see. I'd like to thank Jackson, Lily, Connor, Manami, Zakiath, as well as our singers here tonight. I'll get to them in a little bit. Also want to thank Ms. Broomhead and Ms. Clark for helping put together the programs and some of the other dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Mr. Seals and the support of our singers tonight. I'd like to thank Trevin St. Clair, his whole crew, Tyrone, John, Joe, Neil, Aaron, Kelsey Allen, for helping convert this from a student cafeteria a couple hours ago into a very nice looking ceremony this evening. And then they got to break it all down and reset it up for student lunch afterwards. So appreciate all their hard work. Bill and Jerry in the back have done a fantastic job with all the lighting and the sound. And this year they've added a couple things, done a great job. They're also streaming it tonight, so appreciate that. I appreciate Claire Sylvester for taking the pictures and some of the other pictures of the ceremony this evening. Appreciate Miss Leapy. Thank you for all that you do with the kids, with our supporting our vet causes and things like that. Appreciate that. When we started this, I guess probably this is our seventh, I think, ceremony. Doc and I are thinking about who could be the best person for this job, and Sherry is certainly very dedicated to, the country and doing the right things, and so we appreciate that. I want to also thank our PTO. I think I can't see anything, but I think Katie should be here at least because her kid's here, right? So I want to thank you guys for all the support that you do for our kids. We had a family dinner last night, our Attales family dinner we call it, where the staff invite students back to have dinner with them. It's one of the probably nicest things that you will witness in schools, because most schools are not doing that type of stuff. And our PTO is always there to support that, so appreciate that. I want to thank the mayor, Tommy Marone, for taking his time out of his busy schedule to come here and speak to our kids, to let them know that this stuff is important and that he cares, and representing city council. Also want to thank, lastly, Dr. Dooley for his leadership and support, as well as our Board of Education. He mentioned a lot of things that have changed over the course of the last 8 years, and added, and improvements and different things like that. And that all comes with good leadership, a supportive Board of Education. And so from somebody who works with that on a daily basis, I certainly appreciate all that they both do. These kids up here are special kids. This is not an easy process to be sitting in those chairs. And I always like to mention that, because I think people think that, oh, you got good grades, so you're in. Getting good grades is only the minimum threshold in order to be able to be selected, right? Once you demonstrate that you have good grades and you need a 93 GPA or better, then the grades are set aside. And then the only things that are used to determine your eligibility for the National Junior Honor Society, and this is by the National Honor Society Constitution and bylaws. The only things that are used to determine who's selected are those 5 pillars that we talked about today. So they have a 13-page packet that they have to go through, and they have to document all the different ways that they show and demonstrate those types of things: scholarship, leadership, citizenship, different things like that. They have to get sponsors who will sign off that, confirm that those types of things that kid did those types of things. So it is not an easy process to be up here. Most of these, I would hope all of them, will go on to high school and will eventually be selected in the High School Honor Society, National Honor Society program. And again, it's not just the academic piece. The academic piece just creates the pool of kid that has the ability to be selected, right? So it's a process. It's a process. So, kudos to these guys. And as I say every year, these guys aren't great kids just by coincidence. They're great kids because you guys are great parents. So, when you work in education, you see all different types of parents that you got to work with. So to be able to see awesome kids like this, parents out and family, there was more than just parents here that I saw tonight. Out here supporting their kids, it's good to see, and probably would love to see more of it in education across the country. In looking to wrap this up here, my sons and I, will send different quotes and, videos and stuff back to each other in terms of motivation and things like that. And the one that was from this week was from Nick Saban. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, all right, that's what I'm going to mention to these kids today. And he said, it's the human condition to be average. It is not to be as good as you can be. It's the human condition to just survive, to just get along, to just be average. It's special, truly special, to get somebody who wants to be the best that they can be, who understands the work ethic and how important it is to earn it. The perseverance that it takes to stick with it when something doesn't go right. When your expectation is that things will be difficult as opposed to the easy road. And that you are going to have to do certain things to succeed. And when things don't go your way, you're not as upset, you're not as frustrated about it, and you're able to persevere, which is always important in being a successful person. All right, so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you have demonstrated to your families and to the Attales School that you've taken a little baby step toward being a successful human being in life, right? But as much as all of your parents and I would love for your life to be nothing but cupcakes and ice cream, right? It's not going to be. I believe the mayor or doc, one of them said that earlier, right? It is going to be a grind. It is going to be tough. There's going to be days when you wake up and you're like, man, I don't know if I can do it, right? But if you are planning on being a successful human being, that type of stuff, it's easy. Everybody wants to be average. That's the easiest thing to do, right? The truly special ones know what it takes to be special, right? And you guys are on that road, but don't forget that it's not going to be easy all the time, right? You're going to have to do certain things. And I'll just give you two quick examples of how these kids have shown that they're special. So the national anthem, the music, fell through. My plan A, my plan B, and my plan C fell through for the national anthem tonight. And really without hesitation, those three young ladies that sang today, Maeve, Quinn, and Lily, they're over there, I think, said, we'll sing it. Now, have you guys ever sang the national anthem like before by yourself or in a group? Okay. So they had to do something special, right? So they had to get up there and they sang without skipping a beat in front of everybody at practice for the first time, and it was great. And I said, that's the answer. Perfect, right? So not everybody's going to do that. Most people, including myself, are going to be looking around for somebody else to step up and be that person, right? But those three kids did it, right? Just a small example. Another example happened tonight, and I'm not going to mention any names, but someone forgot to light the candle when they got done reading their part. Right? And so Mr. McNulty gets up here to read his part, and I'm over there trying to make plans how to get this other unlit candle lit. And without even blinking an eye, he finishes his thing, goes over to the candle, lights the one that wasn't lit, lights his candle, and goes sit down. Why? Because that's special, right? He knew that something needed to get done, and without even thinking about it, he was the guy to do it. Right? So that type of mentality is what's going to make you special in life, right? So I encourage you to keep that up. So you've done it. I'm proud of you. I'm excited to see what the next 2 years for some of you, 1 year for a few of the 8th graders that are here this evening, what this holds for you and for our school and how you are going to leave your mark on the Attales Middle School. And we are going to have a group photo here for the parents. So once we finish up here, they'll all get lined up and you'll be able to take a nice photo and Miss Sylvester will be able to take a professional one that we will make available relatively quickly, along with the other pictures over there. And there are light refreshments in the back of the room that you're welcome to help yourself to with your kids, take some pictures. And so now I officially present to you the newest members of our Embassy Attales chapter of the National Junior Honor Society.